Hi there. So I'm looking at the numbers, and I'm a 10 teams through, 21 to go. I have spent a minimum of that amount of time talking about the season to come. 2 hours and 35 minutes over 10 videos. Now there's a YouTube rule. Keep your videos 10 minutes or shorter. I can't. Not with season previews. If I go 15 minutes plus, well, you're losing them. My average view per video is, last I checked, it was 6 minutes and 22 seconds per view. So I usually lose people a little over halfway through. Season previews are tricky because there's a lot of information. It's a lot of stuff to take in. And then there's a lot of conjecture. Like, for instance, and this is where it gets interesting, because last year all I did was I came up with just papers and I went, all right, here's your lines, first line, second line, third line, fourth line. I'm not doing that this year. No. Because I was so far gone with my predictions for who's going to be on what line. So I just put the depth chart up there as it's listed on Roster Resource. For the most part, they're pretty accurate. Out of Sportsnet, TSN, and various other sites, I found Roster Resources pretty close to the way I think it's going to go. But I also have to take into account the amount of time I'm spending, because I'm on pace for at least 7 hours for 31 teams. And I know there's dedicated subscribers to this channel, but I'm not counting on people to watch 7 hours worth of videos on season predictions. So, you know, stuff that may get missed happens. But I mean, I look at some of the previews that I see, especially, you know, as a Canucks fan, I usually basically see previews that go, well, the Canucks are still crap, let's move on. So I try to look at it a little bit more in depth. For instance, the Kings one I just did. Well, if Adrian Kempe can perform as a first round selection, then maybe they're all right. But it's a big maybe. And he hasn't shown it yet in the NHL or the American League in terms of scoring. So there's the asterisk there and the cross your fingers and hope. And again, so we've got 31 teams now. 15 miss the playoffs, 16 make it. So I am guaranteed to have 15 fan bases angry at the end of this process. And give big eyes. Big old angry eyes. And hair. And, well, ears. Because they don't like what they hear, man. They don't like it. They're not happy. 15 fan bases that are angry. And out of the 16, I guarantee that probably 8 of those fan bases aren't going to be happy either. They're going to be just as angry because I picked their team to finish 3rd or 4th in the division, and they see them as top 2. I remember last year during the summer, I had a lot of Senators fans who were mad at me because I picked the Senators to miss the playoffs. And I had a lot of Buffalo fans mad at me because I said they're not going to make it. I had Carolina fans mad at me because I said they weren't going to make it. There was the Pittsburgh video I did yesterday where I talked about Sheary, and I meant the playoffs. I did, where I said during the playoffs he was almost invisible. And I think with Connor Sheary, it's when he's not playing with Crosby, it's really notable, as it would be for any forward. Which is why I said Sheary might be a good option to trade at some point to try to acquire something somewhere else. But, you know, I'm guaranteed to make probably 23 out of 31 fan bases angry. But, you know, season previews are part and parcel of what I've done with this channel and what helped build it last summer. It was the season previews that really helped build this channel. And I'm not doing teams in an order that's to get hits. I haven't done Toronto yet. I'm trying to keep it random and just have fun with it. And when you look at it, so I'm going to put the angry face down. going to pick this up. I know the subs away from 10,000 is incorrect right now. I just heard Turd Ferguson in my head saying, "Oh no, it's correct." So, oh, that's right. I'm in front of something. So that's where I've got everybody right now. So it's starting to form. And I have a funny feeling that my predictions probably are not going to be far off of the predictions from other publications. And I want mine done before all the magazines start coming out. Last year the magazines came out, and I felt like I was influenced by them. I did. I felt like, deep down, I felt like I was influenced by predictions made by other magazines, and I didn't necessarily like it. Because I would say, this team is probably going to be good, and then I look at the predictions and go, you know what, they're right. No, they're right. And then I'd change my mind. These are pure hockey guy. So if they don't work out that way, then fine. But again, when you're trying to pick teams right now, it is really, you know, the difference between the Jets and the Blues. Jake Allen. I would take Jake Allen over Steve Mason. I would take the Blues blue line over Winnipeg's, but I'd take Winnipeg's forwards over St. Louis's. But the difference between Minnesota and St. Louis isn't that much either, and the difference between Minnesota and Winnipeg isn't really that big either. All Minnesota needs is Devin Dubnyk to return to earth, and they slide down to 6th. San Jose and LA, splitting hairs. I'm really splitting hairs between the two of them. Pittsburgh and Washington, that's kind of a chasm in that Washington lost a lot over the summer. Montreal and Buffalo, I'm not impressed with Montreal in that they needed to get better and more talented in the offseason, and I don't feel like they did enough to address it. Adding Drouin, fine, but they lost Radulov. They gave up Sergachev to get Drouin, so they lost a key cog on the blue line. They would have been better off keeping Sergachev, keeping Radulov at the price that Dallas paid for him, than picking up Drouin. That's my opinion. And I get that Montreal fans don't agree with me, and that's what makes this time of year different. Because now, this is the 17-18 season. This isn't me predicting last season. So my predictions are going to be completely different from everybody else's. And my hope is that by doing my predictions in the way that I've done it, that they show as little bias as possible. I hope no bias is shown, to be honest. But I'm going to get accused of it. I know I'm going to get accused of it. I never said I was a scout. I never said I was GM material. I never said that I was a coach. This is a fan's opinion going based on trying to figure out where teams are going to go next year and who is most likely to be a first place team. That's part of the reason that I've only done one first place team so far. Is because I'd rather wait on that for the most part. But, you know, Pittsburgh's already up there because to me they seem kind of obvious. And I'll definitely have more of these standings done by the end of today, especially. And I think part of what gets lost in this is that outside of doing videos for you guys and writing all this stuff down, and you know, like last night I spent about an hour and a half reading different magazines and getting ideas for videos and trying to figure out different ways to spin everything. I've also got a 40-hour a week job, a job that requires a half-an-hour drive to get to at 3:30 in the morning and a half-an-hour drive to get home from at 1 in the afternoon. So then I come home and I do my work for you guys, and on my weekends I do work for you guys because this is fun. This is the fun job. But there is all that other stuff too that you guys don't see and you guys aren't privy to. But, you know, I bust my ass. So, this is how the standings are as I see them so far. I will probably do 2 more season previews today. And again, I'm not trying to make anybody angry with this. It's just when you have so many fan bases, and my channel is built around the idea that I'm covering every team, there's going to be some angry people. I know that. I expect my downvotes to go through the roof this month. But you know, it is what it is. And I've seen a lot of reviews done by guys on TSN and Sportsnet where I've gone, wait a minute, what did he just say? And they're talking about somebody from Vancouver or Boston or Dallas, teams that I follow, and I go, he's totally wrong. So I don't expect to be 100% accurate when it comes to a league that's got over 600 players in it. But I'm doing my best. And that is what I offer you guys as my vow, that I will do my best for you. And that at the end, when the entire league is populated and we've got everything on the board here, heck, I even tweeted at the Vegas Golden Knights saying, hey, how about throwing a hockey guy a jersey? Nothing back. I basically got people answering that tweet with get in line. Yeah, I'm getting mine first. All right. That's totally reasonable. But it definitely holds me back from doing a Vegas prediction. Because I don't want to don like Kansas City and Atlanta gear right now. Not for a season preview video. I can do that as kind of a funny lark during the off season, during the summer. But for an actual season preview, I would like to be wearing Vegas gear or just not wear hockey gear for that video. Because I don't want somebody who's a Vegas fan to come in months later and go, this guy's such a joke because he's wearing Atlanta stuff for a brand new team. What's he trying to say? So, you know, point taken on that one before it's even made. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And I have another video idea that's coming up on something that comes up a few times a year. And I have my own opinion on that. And then I will likely do more season previews. Because for the most part, the important moves have been made. Somebody pointed out that Pittsburgh is going to get a third-line center. I also heard Pittsburgh was going to re-sign Bonino. So I don't want to hold off on a video waiting for something that may happen, could happen, should happen, but may not. So, and I still predicted Pittsburgh for first place even without that third line center in place. So it doesn't affect my rating one way or the other. And I don't see anybody right now in the free agent market that would sway me to move anybody around in the standings. So I decided, all right, I'm just going to go for it. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.